Vivaldi. Let's see what's under the hood.
February 2025. All my data is gone by the new update. A synchronization server reset deleted user data during an update. New device, attempt to sync, empty. No restore, without a local backup. The encryption that protects the data, the password never sent to the server, is the same reason the company cannot recover it. The privacy design and the data loss are the same decision. Jon von Tetzchner co-founded one of the early web's most innovative browsers, watched it get acquired by a consortium and stripped of its defining features, and built Vivaldi in 2015 for the users who were left behind. Employee-owned, no outside investors. A 2025 blog post titled "Humans Do Not Need Artificial Intelligence Babysitters." The most customizable browser available. Also the one with memory leaks, requiring daily restarts, and a sync architecture whose privacy design makes data loss permanent when the server side is wiped. Von Tetzchner co-founded the original browser company in 1995 and served as its chief executive for 16 years. The browser he built introduced tabs, speed dial, mouse gestures, and built-in mail before these features became standard elsewhere. In 2011, he stepped down amid disagreements about direction. The company was pivoting toward a simpler mass-market product. In 2016, it was acquired by a consortium for approximately $600 million. The features that had defined it gradually disappeared. Vivaldi is explicitly the continuation. Tab stacking, tab tiling, keyboard shortcuts for everything, a sidebar with notes and feeds, a built-in mail client, a calendar, a reader. The feature set reads like a restoration of everything the original browser stopped doing. Employee ownership means no external pressure to monetize data or introduce subscriptions. Revenue comes from search partner deals and bookmark partner arrangements, distributed across multiple partners rather than dominated by one. The 2025 blog post, rejecting the trend of embedding artificial intelligence into browsers, is consistent with the founding philosophy. Tools should serve the user's workflow, not impose a workflow the company decided the user should adopt. The company is based in Oslo. The team is small relative to the feature ambition. The browser runs on the same rendering engine as the dominant browser, which means it adds to the monoculture rather than providing an alternative to it. The synchronization architecture creates a specific vulnerability. End-to-end encrypted sync means the password never leaves the device. The server stores encrypted data it cannot read. This protects the user from the company and from anyone who compromises the server. It also means the company has no ability to restore the data if the server-side copy is deleted. The February 2025 incident demonstrated the consequence. A server reset during an update wiped the sync data. The encryption that prevented the company from reading it also prevented the company from restoring it. Privacy and recoverability are in direct tension, and the architecture chose privacy. The memory issues affect the users the browser was designed to serve. Power users with many tabs running long sessions encounter a background process whose memory allocation climbs indefinitely. The workaround is restarting the browser daily. In January 2026, memory consumption was high enough to crash other applications running on the same machine. The same month, an update broke the multi-tab tiling feature, one of the capabilities that distinguishes the browser from every other option. Because the interface layer is proprietary rather than open source, users could not inspect what changed, contribute a fix, or fork the browser to restore the working version. They waited for the company to address it. In March 2026, a user on one operating system could not open the browser without disabling the security sandbox, which removes a fundamental protection layer just to make the application launch. The feature set is where the browser earns its community assessment. Tab stacking groups dozens of tabs into collapsible clusters. Tab tiling displays multiple pages side by side within a single window. The sidebar holds bookmarks, notes, a feed reader, web panels, mail, and calendar without leaving the browser. The built-in translation works without routing through the dominant provider's translation service. Keyboard shortcuts cover every action the browser supports. The browser functions as a configured workspace rather than a window on the web. For users who manage research across many sources simultaneously, who keep long-running reference tabs alongside active work, who want their email and calendar inside the same application as their browsing, the workflow integration is unmatched. The proprietary interface is the privacy limitation. The rendering engine underneath is open source through the shared codebase. The interface layer, the code that handles tabs, panels, settings, sync, and the features that differentiate the browser, is closed. Users and researchers can verify what the engine does. They cannot verify what the interface layer does with data, which processes run, or what the sync client transmits beyond the encrypted payload. For privacy-focused users who chose a browser specifically because they want code transparency, this is a gap. For workflow-focused users who chose the browser for its features and trust the company based on its ownership model and revenue structure, the gap is acceptable. The community positions the browser clearly. The most customizable mainstream option, a workflow tool, not primarily a privacy tool, heavier and more failure-prone than simpler alternatives. All three descriptions coexist because they describe different aspects of the same software accurately. Someone whose primary browser need is workflow customization, who manages many tabs across long sessions, who wants mail and calendar and notes and feeds inside the browser rather than in separate applications, will find the strongest answer here. The tab management is the deepest available. The sidebar integration covers more functions than any other browser attempts. The employee ownership and search partner revenue create the cleanest business model alignment in the comparison. The anti-artificial intelligence positioning is a value statement that distinguishes the company from every competitor chasing the assistant integration trend. The sync data loss and memory leaks are the costs carried alongside the features. Backup bookmarks and settings locally, rather than relying solely on the encrypted sync. The sync architecture that protects privacy is the architecture that makes server-side data loss permanent. If the sync server is the only copy, a server incident means the data is gone. The memory consumption requires monitoring during long sessions. Restarting the browser periodically is the workaround the community has settled on. For a browser designed for users who keep many tabs open for extended periods, a memory leak that requires daily restarts is a failure in the specific use case the browser was built for. The proprietary interface means the privacy evaluation rests on trust in the company rather than on verifiable code inspection. The employee ownership, the Norwegian jurisdiction, the absence of external investors, and the search partner revenue model are all signals that support that trust. They are not the same as the ability to read the code. For users who require code transparency as a prerequisite, the open source browsers in this comparison meet that requirement, and this one does not. The position relative to the other browsers in the comparison is distinct. Firefox provides engine diversity and extension framework retention. Brave provides zero configuration privacy. Vivaldi provides workflow depth. Each solves a different problem. None solves all three. The user who needs all three does not have a single browser that provides engine independence, out-of-box blocking, and deep workflow customization simultaneously. The closest approximation is Firefox with extensions and configuration, which approaches blocking capability and provides engine diversity, but does not match the tab management and sidebar integration that Vivaldi provides natively. Use Vivaldi if the workflow is the priority and the business model trust is sufficient. Maintain local backups of everything the sync contains. Monitor memory during long sessions. Understand that the interface layer is proprietary and that the privacy evaluation depends on company trust rather than code review. Understand that every installation adds to the Chromium monoculture that Firefox's engine exists to prevent. The browser built for people who were abandoned by their previous browser has earned a community that would be abandoned again if the small employee-owned team cannot sustain the engineering pace the feature ambition demands. The features are real. The risks are documented. Whether those principles survive the pressure of a feature-heavy browser on a small budget is the open question.